Welcome to the
Yo.
stream, guys. How we doing?
I'm good. How about you guys?
I'm good. I'm the Wombat of Doom.
I'm Meg Kirby.
And I'm Trillian Spears.
And today we're going to be talking about customization in today's episode. And what do I mean by customization, Trell?
Oh, anything pretty much from, creating like little new skins on your character to modifying weapons to purchases to whatever we want to go with it.
Do you mean now? Do you consider customization like choose your skill tree too, or like do you mean right now strictly aesthetic reasons?
Oh, that's good. That's good. Like the character pass for RPG, dude. Let's throw that in there too. Let's go.
Because that makes me talk about a lot more things, and it's fine if we don't, because there's already enough to talk about. But okay,
Oh,
any
yeah.
kind of customization.
I just
Any kind,
in general, like when I was, like sometimes when we were sitting there just kind of bullshitting in the Rogue Scholars Discord, I was just like, the thing that really made me think about this was the Cyberpunk 2077
Customize them genitals.
junk. Yeah, you gotta customize the junk, and I was like, how important is that as a selling point in this game? And then I just was like, I pitched it to you guys, and you're like, yeah, let's talk about it. So
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So maybe we can start right there. How important to you guys is customizing your genitals?
Not at all.
I mean, in real life, I like to have some bling on mine. I don't know about you guys, but in the game, I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna try it for sure, just because I'm curious.
Well, of course, if you give it to me, I'm gonna use it. But like, it's one of those things where like I would never go to the store and be like, "This is why I'm buying this game." But if I was buying the game already and you said, "Hey, you can also do this," I'm like, I'm gonna try it out, right?
I feel like, what, you can change the colors? You can put spinners on it? Yes.
Right? Like, of course, like we joked like about the little meme in Discord about how guys always just do dumbass stuff with their characters. I'm gonna make it as massive as I can so you can see it no matter where you are on the screen, and I'm gonna walk around like that the whole game.
It's to load.
If I could make it form,
load this.
I'm gonna add 30 seconds to my load time just for that. And I'm serious, like, now again, this isn't important to me. If this was removed from the game, in fact, if they removed genitals from the game, I'm still buying it. I would never buy a game for that. But if you're gonna let me do it, I'm gonna experiment with it.
Like,
I
what's the thought process behind that? Like, is it that you just can customize everything on your body and they're like, yes, even that?
Yeah, because the point is you're like a cyborg. You're a cyborg human, and you can customize yourself to be however you'd like. That's from a whole spectrum of genders and even down to your genitals to make sure that you can play the exact character you want to play within reason, right? I'm sure you can't be like a half elephant man, but within reason, you can more or less play the character you want to play. So
I can't be in half elephant man. I'm not buying this game.
yeah, that actually would be a deal. But that's a good point. Sorry.
So like, instead of like a penis, can you put like a taser or like? How's the customization like?
See, yeah,
like,
people are joking that they want to put a gun down there so you can triple wield, right? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So we don't know yet. All I said is fully customizable, whatever that even means.
Oh man, that sounds. See, like I'm curious actually if it plays any part, like if there's any kind of like sexual relationships in the game. If there's
There are.
if
Yes, you can have sex in the game, 100%, and they show it.
Ooh, really? Okay. See, I wonder if that comes
Wow.
into play there, or like you said, if you can make it into some sort of weapon. My guess is that it's just purely aesthetic, and it won't.
If it can be a gun, it's 100% a gun for me. Otherwise, I'm just making it as large as possible
Yep.
and misshapen.
Dude, it's gonna be a gun and then 2 grenades. That's what I'm
Oh
doing.
my
I won't
God.
be able to
So, like-
carry extra ammo.
When I go down, I can just detonate them, and then like, you're not killing me. You're not getting away with this.
That'd be so good.
I'm not
what
gonna
y'all-
watch that stream, or maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, I wonder if I stream that I can get banned and I can just like finish my streaming career easy.
No,
Oh my
if a game contains that content, then it's fine. It's just when you straight up
Uh,
stream porn or something like that.
right.
Yeah, like when I was I think the riskiest thing I've streamed so far was
Dante's.
Outlast 1 and 2. Dante's was pretty risky too.
Especially
But
that one first boss, yeah.
Yeah. But it was like, as long as you don't like make that such a focal point,
Right.
you're gonna be
Right.
okay. But
Okay.
as for customization, I've been kind of like looking at some stuff online actually, just because I was kind of a little curious, and I guess it can kind of play into some psychology of the mind when for the customers that are out there. Do you think it really adds on a sense of autonomy to the player? Like they're able to control this. They're able to. I'm different. Like think in like in MMOs where everyone's just like. I mean, you're kind of just another number in this huge universe out there, right? Like,
Right.
You can kind of make yourself stand out a little bit if you got like that extra prestigious mount or whatever it is.
Of course. Yeah,
I
and
mean-
some people. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it. Like, I think I think it has a point. I guess when I was reading this article, I was like, that sounds like it makes sense.
No, that's a good point. And one I didn't consider at first, like standing out, like in games like Maple Story, which is like a 2D MMO anime style game, or World of Warcraft or Guild Wars or anything like that. When there's so many people and you want to stand out or look unique like you do in real life, then that's one way to do it. Because obviously you can have an infinite number of people, but if you have like this higher level gear that you can either have to like earn or pay for, and you buy, you can stand out, so you look cooler for your accomplishments, so you look cooler for your wallet, if that makes you feel better. And like you stand out to your friends, like, oh, there's that dude, I know him over there because he always has this sick ass cape. Personally, I don't care about any of that. I just care about what gives me the best stats. But absolutely, that matters a lot to some people.
I mean,
yeah.
I remember back in the day, like creating like trying to closely like match what my character looked like to me. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people like doing that. And then like I've seen people who try and do the most ridiculous thing ever, like Kirby was talking about with the penis, and like
Gotta.
yeah, like I've seen people run Dark Souls builds with like a blue-faced dude
That's what. Yes.
with the big cheeks
that
and
is-
stuff.
Either I go with the generic look immediately, I just hit go, or if I'm feeling spicy, I make myself do the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Like Wombat, I was probably along with you. Like when I first started getting into games that actually had customization of this kind of like let me think. Elder Scrolls, there you go. I was trying to think of one right off the bat. Elder Scrolls, I tried to make the character look close to me, unless it was something like Argonian. Obviously I don't look like a lizard. maybe if I wake up on a rough night after a hangover, I can look a little lizard like, but I would try to make it match more like me. Now I just try to make it something that's kind of cool, but I don't try to spend too much time on it because I ultimately don't want to get into the game. But I do try to like give it like a good like 5-10 minutes, because I'm like, okay, they created this whole menu of this whole system that you can customize. Let me just see what is it like, how does it compare to other ones that I've seen. It doesn't do a lot for me, but I am interested into the point where I want to create something just to be like, okay, I can at least be like, oh, this one did this right, or this one like kind of sucked on these things. A lot of times they're limited on like colors or skin color and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's always the drawback, and I'm like, well, you're either gonna be like black as night, or you're gonna be like you've never seen sunlight, and somewhere in between there's like a red and a yellow and then like a Donald Trump orange or something. I'm like, okay, this is weird.
So let me ask this. So given the opportunity, you guys tend to pick human races or something else that you're not in real life? Like an Argonian or a Khajiit or dwarf,
That one-
elf, whatever.
That one I tried to blend for like Elder Scrolls specifically, like with the lore and stuff like that. If I want to play the game like as an archer, I'll try to go as like an elf person.
Because elves are
I,
archers. Okay, okay.
I
Yeah.
try to make it.
It generally
Makes
depends on
sense
what
in
I
my
want to
head.
play.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But like if it's just something where everything's human, like I'll try and make it look like me.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I haven't actually played a game where that's been the thing for a while. Dark Souls 3, I know I did that.
Okay.
You didn't really have that much customization in 1 and 2 as much.
No,
you didn't.
You could either
Bloodborne
be
was
like
decent,
super
though.
chunky or super skinny.
Right.
Super chunky. Super,
Fortunately,
yeah, that's
I'm
it.
super
Actually,
skinny, so
so that you're on one of the two options. Yeah.
I don't know if it mattered actually, and I maybe you guys can help clear this up. I tried to make my characters small in Dark Souls because I was like tiny hitbox. Did that even matter?
No,
It doesn't.
The same
It
hitbox.
doesn't.
Everyone's the
Still
same
had the same
hitbox. But I like the idea. I like the strat.
I was trying.
Halo Reach. I'm always a female Spartan because they
you can
do.
customize your dude in Halo Reach?
Yeah, a lot. There's a lot you can do in Halo Reach.
That's correct. I forgot about the customization. Actually, yeah.
Every level that you get, in terms of experience points, you can
Oh, is it multiplayer or single player or both?
multiplayer.
Okay, okay,
not in the main game. Sorry.
okay, gotcha. I was like, I don't remember giving them the choice. I was just
But
Noble
but
6.
you can still change your gender for Noble 6,
Got
male or female. So I was always female because the hitbox is actually smaller. So
Got
Did
'em.
not know that.
yeah,
Wow.
it's a little smaller.
Now, some guys always pick female because in the third-person game you can just stare at their ass the whole time, and
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that's another reason why you might pick
Smart
the
phrase.
opposite gender.
But then you can also be like, a Frank West booty staring
That's
at-
obviously better,
Yeah,
right?
obviously
Listen,
better.
Dead Rising customization. Why do we pick the banana hammock, right?
because you can see that big thick booty.
The goal is just to look as ridiculous as possible in any game.
I mean,
Really,
yeah, like when I was playing Dead Rising, I was like wearing like what was I wearing? I had the goblin mask and like a dress on.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
had,
of course.
at one
'cause-
point like a Miami Vice looking kind of a zoot suit kind of thing or something. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like
So-
especially in a game like Dead Rising that's not serious, you're like, okay, the game doesn't take itself serious. I need to not as well. I gotta make this as dumb as possible. Like you troll every cutscene, you can't even see the cutscene because the Lego mask takes up 80% of the camera. You
Right.
can't even see what's happening.
It was
Or
this
something
serious
serious.
scene, and he's just sitting there like with that big ass smile. He's like,
This is going to go good.
My
Like-
sister. No.
Like Chang died, and it goes to his face. He's just smiling. It's like what?
it just. I feel like the wackier you get in that game specifically, it just makes it even more.
It's better.
It
right?
rewards wacky.
It does. It does.
That's like the spirit of the game.
Yeah, and I don't think I got into that when I was younger. I think I was just kind of like, wow, this jank is a piece of work, and I do not want to play it. And
We
then
didn't
also
really
when I
appreciate
revisited-
the jank yet, or you
I
didn't,
did.
because I didn't play it when I was young. But
But like as soon as I revisited it now, it was kind of like this is ridiculous. And all of a sudden, like I could just sense, you could just like get the pheromones off the game. Like you guys even think this is ridiculous. Okay,
so good.
I'm in.
I'm in. Yeah.
Oh man. So then, after kind of like looking up that stuff with the, like the psychology of customization, I was like, well, what games are kind of like some of the most customizable games, and just a quick best customization games in Google search, and it resolved in the Elder Scrolls Online,
Haven't played it.
Fallout 4,
Haven't played
Dark
it
Souls
enough.
3,
I don't know about that, but okay.
yeah, Dark
At
Age
least that from what-
Inquisition.
Wait, Dragon Age or Dark Age?
Sorry, Dragon Age Inquisition A is what. Guild Wars 2, which I loved Guild Wars, but Guild Wars 2 had a lot actually. Yeah.
Fallout
that
4
plays-
is pretty good, right? Because don't people always make like I've seen people make like Conan or like other famous people in that game. And
Yeah, well, see, I'm wondering when it says Fallout 4, is it taking into consideration like the custom towns you can
oh
build?
yeah, the base building. That's a good point.
Oh yeah, that
Is it-
is kind of cool. Like
Well, hold on,
Fallout
this is-
76.
This is listed as 10 best games that let you create custom characters. So maybe it's not
Okay, so
including
this
that.
should strictly be. I'm assuming it's just looks too, not even like customizing your skill set or your build.
Yeah, I would assume because you could go into a lot. Like World of Warcraft should be on here. Then I feel like you got a lot to deal with there.
Yep.
And so would Path of Exile. There's a lot of customization in that game.
oh really?
Right, that's the Diablo style game. If you didn't already know.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I had a
think I've
friend
seen you
show
play
me. Who, me? No.
that, right? Kirby.
Oh.
Did you play that? Did you stream that
I've
thing?
talked about it. Matt talks about it all the time. I've played it, but I've never not recently. I don't think I've played it since I've known you guys. It's been a while.
Would you say it's more better or more worse than Diablo 3?
Oh, then Diablo 3 it's better. Diablo 2 it's worse.
Okay.
But here's the thing I don't really like about it, to be honest. Like, this is customization, so I promise it's not off topic. The way you customize your what the fuck is that, Wombat?
I tried to post it.
What the fuck is that?
Yo, he put the encoded, the base 64 encoded in chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Boy.
So the way you customize your character in Path of Exile. So like in Diablo or like Diablo, let's stick with Diablo 3 because that's what I was talking about. Like you level up, you get skills and skill gems, or whatever, and it's just based on your level and your class. That's fine. In in Path of Exile, if you remember, there's this stupidly large. I'll post in chat.
I just
stupidly large skill tree.
I
Did you
just
post
posted it? Yeah, that's what I was
Thank
trying
you.
to post.
Oh, that's what you were trying to do. Yeah. So there's this stupidly large skill tree that Wombat just posted. Why, Wombat? Please.
Oh,
Why
that's
why did you link to the
spider web?
Reddit post? Link to the picture
I
there.
tried.
Which is okay. Well, anyway, there's a stupidly large spider web, and your starting class determines what area of the skill tree you start in. So if you pick a warrior, you start in the area that has more strength stuff. Anyway, so that's first of all how you get different stats and whatnot. But
And
the
you can
class,
look at
kind of
other
like
people's
Dark Souls.
builds.
Yep.
And compare
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But the biggest thing is they have seasons. So like after the season's done, all that stuff goes away and you have to start over.
Which I don't like. But the real thing I don't like is how you get skills. It's not like you level up and you just get a skill. You have to collect a gem that goes into it goes into a weapon or an armor socket. Like normally that'd be passive bonus, like health up, damage up. But that's how you actually get skills, and I've never liked that. So if there's a skill you really want, normally you just play until you get it, or like level up until you get it. But now sometimes you have to get good RNG, and that's just not that fun. But overall, the level of customization you can get is much better, in my opinion, than in Diablo 3. It also looks better, but
See, to be honest, this actually turns me off the game.
yeah.
I feel like it's too much, and like to be honest, I poured. Shout out to ArenaNet. I love ArenaNet's games. Guild Wars 1 and 2. I poured so many hours into. More so 1 than 2. 2, it was actually kind of a turnoff, some of their leveling up stuff, because you have like the character itself. Then you have like every weapon you pick up, you're able to like upgrade that or go into a certain path of that. And then at certain points, like I'd gone away from the game, I come back to the game. They add more things, more trees for more customization, and there's like 4 or 5 different things. And at some certain point, I came back to the game and I was like, I have no idea what any of this is, and I do not care to learn it because it seems complicated.
Nope, you're right.
It just turned me off. I was like, I don't know, and I don't want to figure it out.
That's absolutely a thing, and it's a point where my friends and I call them wiki games now, because to understand the game, you have to have the wiki open at all times just to look up what is this, what is that, and you can absolutely get information overloaded if you.
And there's like an economy thing too, trading to get things to like upgrade weapons and stuff like that, and
Too much.
It's crazy.
The game should be able to explain it. If you have to go, I love the term wiki games, by the way. I'm stealing that.
Yeah.
But if you have to go to the wiki and like Google everything, like I don't want to do that. I just want to jump in. And, like,
yeah, because now it's not a game; it's a job, or it feels like one.
Yeah, it's taxing, and it's like I don't want to do this.
Yep.
So
you better
there is
that term. By the
there
way,
is such a thing, I guess, then as over customization. Like too much customization.
They better only limit the amount of bling that you can put on your genitals, or it's going to be way.
Yeah, because oh my god, yeah.
Oh man, but that's a really good example, because that as soon as I open up that Path of Exile thing, I'm like, whoa, overload already. It looks scary.
It's intimidating, right? You see that, you're like, ooh. And sometimes I like that, but
you literally can probably work your way around the whole wheel. So you start off somewhere and you can get something else.
I mean, I don't know what the max level is, but generally, like if you want to be a strength dude, melee DPS, you would pick something that starts in the strength, the red category. But you could make your way all the way over after doing that to the blue magic region and be a strength magic caster. But there's also a class in between that just starts there. But yeah, you can just skitter scatter around this whole spider web of traits if you want.
Weird.
Oh, what's up, man? What's up, Tony? I'm late to the party.
So, how do you feel about when a game? Okay, first off, I guess let me ask this: can you respec in that game?
Yes, you can. And if your question was how do you feel about when you can't respec, I hate it with a passion.
I do too. I like it when I don't think you should be locked in, especially if you don't like if you try out something and you're like, oh, actually, this
because you think it might be good, especially when it doesn't word it properly, and you're like, oh, this stat sucks, or oh, this or the biggest thing is when it's like you get a chance to poison enemies, and it's like, what % chance? How much does the poison do? I don't know. Like, what are you talking about? They don't give you enough information, so you get it, and you poison someone like 1% of the time for 1 damage every year, and it's like, oh, can I respec? No. and that was 10
Yeah.
skill points.
And then it's like, well, all the time I just spent in the game, I don't want to redo all that. So now you're turning me off the game.
Yep. So
Yeah.
the very few games can get away with no respec, and it's only those that are abundantly clear what each point does and understanding the benefit of that. Or in games, if you can't respec, where they give you like a demo, you can try out the skill for a bit and like some training thing. So like, oh, this is how it works. Like Bayonetta does that. You can't respec, but you can try everything out. Or Devil May Cry. That's okay. But otherwise, let me respec. Or the last time it's okay is if you can get every skill. Like if you can just get everything, then fine. It also doesn't matter. But if all those three things aren't true, let me respec or I hate you.
Right. No, I completely agree. Completely agree. Like when my biggest thing, the thing I draw a conclusion to is, or comparison to, is the DLC of Dark Souls 2, where I was sorcerer the whole entire game, but then it was completely ineffective in DLC. And I was like, if I had to like sit there and try to grind out because it wouldn't let me respec, I probably would not finish that game. I would be like, no, I'm not coming back to this because it's dumb.
See, that's another really good point. So like, it's okay. Like obviously, one build doesn't need to be good against everything in the game. Some builds should have easier times at some bosses. Some should be harder at other bosses. But you should never feel completely ineffective. Like I can't beat this with my current build. That's a really big flaw in some games, like Dark Souls 2, like you said.
I don't think that they Dark Souls 2 is best game of all time, but like I don't think that they actually rounded that game well enough, because like as you guys saw, like I was like, it was like I should have just been healing them at some certain point. I was like, this is doing nothing to them. And you switch builds and all of a sudden it was like, now you're actually making progress. I was like, that I don't feel like they tested the game out enough for enough of the different skill classes at that point, you know?
Yep. And like, it's funny too, because the first part of the game, it was like you were sledding down a hill. It was so easy. You're just cruising downhill until you got to the DLC, where at the bottom of the hill was a big ass spike wall, and you just went right into it. It's like, here you go.
It was terrible.
You mean like he was like using the crystal heart and like going over this huge gap and like flooring it, and then he forgets to stop and smashes right into the spikes?
Exactly like that. Exactly like that.
Yeah, I mean like I have two thoughts about that. Like one, like I like that some bosses are harder for certain builds than others. So like everybody has a different experience playing.
Yeah.
But so like respecking kind of invalidates that, especially if it's respecking at no cost. But on the other hand, like in Trell's experience, like he had an easy peasy time and then it was impossible. Like there's got to be like a gray area instead of like extremes. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, of course.
like for example, if in Hollow Knight you can get all the move things before fighting most of the bosses, and makes those bosses a lot different. So like for me, I won't get into it too much because Trell hasn't finished the game, but like I got most of the, by my third stream I got all the moves. Like I had all the move sets except for something, and that kind of changed how the bosses are for me as opposed to Trell.
Mm-hmm.
So like games that offer customization can be good because like you can have different ways of tackling different challenges in the game, but it can also be like, if it's not balanced, really unfair, right?
Yeah, like good call out with Hollow Knight too, where you can just smash your face in the spikes. But like that game is impressive in so many levels. I can't wait till like I finally beat it so we can actually sit here and gush on it.
This is gonna be awesome.
It really is like what you just said, how it not only they made the fights available to you without certain skills, but also with certain skills. So they took into account for all that, and they made it work with everything. So think of all the testing and stuff like that. And it was like what, 3 dudes or something, like you guys said?
They had a whole bunch of testers, like, but they weren't part of Team Cherry.
But like the design that went in behind all that, that's insane.
Yeah,
it is insane. And I'm super impressed with that game. It feels so freaking polished. I cannot wait. It's an absolute pleasure to play that game.
Agreed. currently my game of the year, but it's gonna get beaten out by Persona 5. Don't laugh at me, it's a JRPG. But besides that, I think it will probably be the second best game of the year. It's super good. It's incredibly good.
You don't know how much I hate JRPGs.
You don't know how much
customization is there in JRPGs when it comes to like the different
God.
fights that you can do, the different ways that you can wait on.
So like you want to know about wait? Listen, you can wait. You can have like a stopwatch in the upper corner, or you can have an hourglass. You can have a grandfather clock. You can have a guy with his hands going like this, so you know how much time you have left to wait. It gets pretty insane in how the different ways that you can wait in a JRPG. It's actually pretty wild.
Kidding me?
No, I'm fucking around. So
okay. Honestly, that sounded pretty legit. I was like, oh wow, they're making you stylize the way you wait.
how do you want to wait? No, in all seriousness, the way you customize in JRPG is commonly through your classes. Like, so at least in non-multiplayer ones, the aesthetics is generally not there too much, but maybe like your weapon changes out or something like that. Actually, I want to talk about that later. Weapons, it's in my head, it's a reminder. But normally it's like there are so many jobs, classes, what are they all, like, word for a job that starts with a P that I can't remember the name of. But the point is they call it something, it all essentially just means your class. You choose, okay, what job do I want?
Prestige?
Profession. It was profession. Sorry. Yeah, it all means the same thing. So either, you know, there's games where you have multiple party members and they each have their own one class, or you have one dude who can be multiple classes. And normally the ones that I find more interesting, they make you choose a class and it branches out like, okay, first you're a rogue or a thief, and then you become a ninja. Then you can go, oh, I can be an assassin, or I can be a robber or something like that. But generally the customization comes from how do you want to play the game? Do you want to be someone who focuses on just damage or defense, or someone who puts a bunch of like debuffs out there to like be all tactical? Like, okay, if they swap in this dude, he's going to get poisoned immediately, and then I'm going to hit him with my triple poison damage or something like that. But mostly it's just in the classes. And yeah. But I won't get too much into it because you guys aren't huge on JRPGs, so I'm not going to bore you with that.
No, they sound super interesting. No, we should definitely keep that. Wombat, what were you saying?
I can't wait till we kill that mountain of yours and you're playing Persona 5 for 120 hours. I can't wait.
I will literally fall asleep in my chair.
Dude, the story is really good, but you would get bored as hell. Actually, the story of that game is better than the JRPG gameplay. But so what I was actually going to say is, in terms of customization, if there's not more in JRPGs, which I assume there's not, it's really important to me if I change my weapon out or if I upgrade my weapon that it looks at least a little bit different. Because I don't want to upgrade my weapon and it looks the same. Like Bioshock 2 and 1 did this well, where like if you upgrade your weapon, I always talk about this, you can see it's different. Like for example, with the shotgun, you can make it shoot lightning rounds and it has little generators on the side, like with electricity. That looks cool. But then in Bioshock Infinite, you can upgrade your weapon, but it doesn't look any different. And it's like, oh, well, that's kind of lame. So that's really important to me.
The shot looks different, but that's it.
Yeah, that's fine. But I want the weapon, especially in first-person games where the only customization you have that matters is your gun.
Even God of War did that. Like when you upgraded things, like it changed appearance and stuff.
Yeah, you got like a cooler, handle, or I won't say too much, but yeah, it looked different. And that's really important to me.
I would probably agree with you, Kirby, what you just said. I would say it is more important in an FPS than any other game, because in my point would be that what are you staring at half the damn time?
Yes,
because it covers half the screen, so you're staring at it half the time, I suppose, right? Like if you're going to make it like now it shoots different things, change the style or look of it so you know what you're running out with, you know?
Yeah, it feels good to upgrade your weapon and have it look more badass than it did before, right?
Right. Like I think Dead Island actually does that pretty good, to be honest. When you upgrade a weapon, you see like all these like little wires and battery packs,
yes,
duct taped onto your weapon. You're like,
you give it the electro model. It's super cool where you electro cut them, and it's awesome. And
you know,
I mean, the game's still janky AF, but when you know that like I'm gonna have a fire weapon and you have like a Molotov like pouring all off your freaking weapon or something like that because it's just like dripped in whatever gasoline. You're like, yeah, I know I'm about to do some damage here.
Yep.
So
go ahead, Wombat.
I guess that's one of the allures, however you pronounce that, to looks like he's saying yeah, exactly. It was calculated, the reason why we changed up the cameras. It wasn't anything to do with Discord.
Yep.
I like in third person games, like stop petting me. Jesus. It's uncomfortable.
They got him all the way over here.
Yeah, you reach through. I should like all of a sudden an arm come through. Yeah, and be like, yeah.
Oh, you got him. No, fuck out of here.
Okay. Like if you're in a third person game, like you can see your character, so like customization for the character is more important than if you're in first person and you can't see them at all except in cutscenes. You know what I mean? So like if I'm like behind my character in like Dark Souls, like I can see the character, so like having that customization's fun. But like if I'm like playing Halo Reach multiplayer and I look a certain way and the only time I see myself that way is in like when I'm dead and I'm watching my body lie on the ground. Like it's not as great. Like sure, like it's nice. It's nice to be able to customize. Like I definitely there's one power like armor ability, not armor ability, but like armor look. It's called inclement weather, and it's like you have a lightning storm above your head. It's really cool. I like that. Like I bought that with my experience points back in the original Reach. And I got to it again through leveling up, but like, it's not as special as like if you're playing something in third person.
It's not. It's funny. I always laugh at Nikos because in Warzone he chooses the dude with the coolest gloves and not who looks cool. But it makes sense because all you see in the game is the gun in your glove, so you got to have sick gloves.
You can pick guys in that game.
You can pick operators that do nothing besides look different and then have different like finisher moves. But yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kind of similar to Siege and the different operators, but they don't actually have like the same. They don't. It doesn't offer a different play like it does in Siege. It's just more looks.
Cooler gloves.
Cooler gloves. All down to the gloves. You can't just like the same guy just can't go to Walmart and go buy a pair of new gloves. No, you gotta get a whole new dude because those things are stitched onto his hands forever.
You can't take them all. Everyone in the game stitched and super glued the gloves to their hands. You're right, and now they're here. Last pair too.
Like like when they actually retire from like the war, and they're going home to their loved ones, and she's like, "Honey, just take off the gloves." He's like, "Don't ask me to do that. You know what you mean to me." You know, is that important to him? Oh man.
Modern Warfare also allows you to customize your weapons in a way that matters, which is different, right?
Because they have the loadouts.
Yeah,
that's actually a good point. We should talk about some Warzone up in here. Like I like the loadouts, so you can customize guns and get exactly what you want to get out of the loadout, which I feel like is that game. That game is refreshing in some of the aspects that it took on some of like the battle royale things. One with the gulag, because I've never seen that before. I don't know if anything else had something like that. Like PUBG didn't.
Apex Legends has a thing where when you die, you drop a banner, and if your teammate picks it up in 90 seconds, they can respawn you. But there's no gulag. There's no free respawn like that.
It made it so like you get one last shot to prove that you're worthy to come back type thing.
Exactly. It's cool because even if you don't, your teammates can still buy you back. So you're not completely out of the game. Like you said with PUBG, where if you die, you're dead for the next hour. It's like, oh, cool.
Yeah. It made it so, because like half the time with the problem with the games like that, unless you're doing solo, is that like I'm dead. Now I'm just gonna sit around and wait for my friends to probably inevitably die, and I'm just not even playing a video game anymore.
Yep.
And it made it so it kind of offered you a reason to stick around rather than just be like, well, I died, I'm gonna go get some lunch. I'll see you guys in an hour.
Go get some lunch.
And then it makes it the customization so that actually you get the loadout, and then it made it so now everyone wants to get the loadout really quickly, so that way you get your preferred weapon of death. And
yeah, it adds consistency to the game if you can get the loadout, so okay, I'm going in with this. Now I hope I find this.
Yeah, because it's not you're just gonna randomly pick up something which like was probably something wrong with Fortnite when you're just like, I can't find anything other than this crappy weapon. I just feel like it offers something that like maybe lacked from me in other battle royales. Now, like, of course, you don't have to customize, like you just said. You can rely on finding stuff, and normally you're gonna find an orange weapon. Very rarely have I not found an orange weapon in one of the runs that we've done.
Yeah,
So
assuming we don't die in the first 5 minutes.
as long as you're pretty decent, well-rounded at, oh, I got a shotty, I'll do. Oh, I got a sniper, I'll do. As long as you can kind of like go with the flow, like not like I have to have that orange SMG or I'm not gonna do anything. It's like you're gonna be okay, and so
Big
customization
orange
matters, but not necessarily to the point where you have to have it, especially if you're running teams and you just like fill in a support position or whatever.
Yep.
Now, the little dangly charms and stuff like that on the side, those are just for looks. I love them though.
I mean, of course they're just for looks, but like it's nice to have a little character to your gun. Like, oh yeah, my gun has. I don't even know what you can dangle off the side because I don't use it. But whatever.
I just have a little
It's
loaded
nice.
out box on mine.
You little box, nice.
It's good stuff. It's just, I mean, then you like, I don't even know if you see it though. Like, I never notice it. I'm too busy focused on everything else, but too busy on not dying. I mean, another game I think that did really well in customization, because it kind of makes it where you get stuff during the special events and stuff like that. I think, and again, I don't play a lot of this game, so I might be not knowing what I'm talking about.
So you're an expert on this game. Got it.
Yeah, expert on this game. Overwatch. I think Overwatch, with the different kind of skins that you get, did a fantastic job, because some of those would look amazing.
I mean, yeah, they are good, but they don't do anything.
They don't do
different.
anything.
Yeah.
They don't do anything. And
I'm still not a fan of skins in first-person shooters. You don't see. Yeah, everyone else can know I have money to spend, but like I want to see myself looking cool. I'm not paying for other people to know I'm cool.
That's a completely valid and fair point in my opinion. But I would counter argument with saying that you see yourself a lot in the menu.
That's fair. I haven't played in a while. That's true. You do see your hero at the menu, so I can know when I go into a game I'm looking fresh. That's a fair point.
Yeah, you got your best suit on that you're gonna get all bloodied up,
Yep, fair. That's good.
So, are there any other instances where customization is really good?
I mean, Animal Crossing, of course, does a good job. At least the newest one, letting you customize the island however you want. They even let you go as far as to eventually unlock terraforming, so you can add waterfalls or lakes to your island. And people, as we kind of discussed when we were talking about these like the chore-like games. I mean, people have made Link's Awakening stuff in there, or some stuff from Earthbound. So I mean, that does a great job of letting you make your own island. People have made like little movie sets or whole amusement parks where then they invite people to their island to go on little amusement park rides during coronavirus stuff. So that is a great job in that respect. None of it truly matters from a gameplay perspective, but it looks fun.
So you have to unlock the terraforming? Why?
Well, so they don't. I assume it's because they don't want to give you information overload at the beginning. So you start with just the tent, and then after you have your tent for long enough, and you earn some money by just basic fishing. Tom Nook, the raccoon who gives everyone money, is like, okay, I'm gonna let you build a house. Then you build up your house enough. Then eventually he's like, look, bro, your island is so popping, we gotta do more. I'm hiring a construction crew, and now you can terraform. And so it's kind of tiered. It also gives you a sense of progression that they don't give you everything at once. So it gives you an incentive to continue doing these little tasks in your island, like keeping it looking nice, like pulling the weeds or putting up like fountains and stuff to make it look better.
How often would you say you log into that game?
I haven't played in the last 2 weeks, and my town's gonna hate me, and now I'm scared to go back. But before that, I was playing at least once a day from release, which was March 13th or 15th or something like that, up until May 1st, pretty much. And then I got busy doing like work stuff and just playing other games. But I haven't logged in quite some time, which is normally how Animal Crossing goes for me. I play it quite a bit for like 40 or 50 hours. Right now I'm at 45 hours. I customize my island until I'm happy with it for the most part. And then I'll log in during holidays. Like I'll come back during Halloween to see the Halloween event and talk to my town mates a little bit. But more or less, I'm done with the game for now. Or I'll log in at the change of a month to catch all the new insects and bugs that come out and like fish to make my museum look cooler. But besides that, I'm pretty much done with the game.
Would you say that there's like, what is it? The punishment of not being there, is that something that you can somehow get rid of, or
if you don't care about being shamed, then there's no punishment, more or less. So what's going to happen when I go back? My town's gonna have a bunch of weeds, And then Tom Nook and my villagers are like, oh, Mega Kirby, where were you? Why did you leave us? Where we've been wanting to talk to you. We have all these gifts, and we thought you left us, because I did. And then just shame the crap out of you. No one will die. No one will leave. No one will get sick. Your house will be fine. It won't get robbed. But you'll have a bunch of weeds to clear out, and everyone's going to just shame you for like 5 days straight. And it's like, I don't have time for you. And now I'm just not coming back.
So, like, if you had more stuff in that, would you suffer more punishment?
Wait, what do you mean? Like, if I had more, like...
If you had a bigger island to take care of and more things, like...
Yeah, so you would have... So, the island size is always the same. If you had a higher land to water ratio, you would have more weeds to clean up, because there's more terrain where weeds can spawn. And if you had more villagers, you would get shamed more because you have more villagers, and they would all shame you individually. But besides that, it's about the same.
Yeah,
After you're gone for a week, you're going to get shamed. Actually, if you're gone for a year, they should have hate you. But...
So, like, I guess the point that I'm trying to get to is, like, bringing it back into customization is the, did you guys ever play, Roller Coaster Tycoon?
I wanted
I've seen
to.
it play, but I've never played it myself.
Nikos has a lot.
Yes. I thought you played Planet Coaster. Or
Oh, you're right. You're right.
They're very similar, but you're right.
Same,
They're different.
same
Yeah.
difference, right?
Yeah.
But, like, so I played a ton of Roller Coaster Tycoon when I was younger, and I thought that
God.
game was amazing. Actually, the game was way ahead of its time, because I think it was developed in C, and like that's how, like, because C is like such a really good language and super performant, that they were able to have all those different like characters on the screen and not have it like get bogged
You were
down.
right.
It was developed in C.
Well, wait. So sorry. It was written 90% in x86 assembly language, with the additional
Assembly.
10% written in C.
Okay, yeah,
So-
assembly. So that's how it was. It was super performant. So they just like were able to do everything on their own rather than relying on one of the higher level programming languages, basically. But anyways, I digress. But like, so I tried out Roller Coaster Tycoon Touch, I think, or whatever. It was like the mobile version. And if you don't log in for a while and then you come back, like all the customization that you did, all the additional buildings and roller coasters you did, they're all broken. And I was like, this is punishment. Like I added so much to my thing, and now it's all broken, and you have to sit there and like I felt like that like was a punishment for your additional customization. I was like,
That
this-
is unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just curious how Animal Crossing handled that, but it's annoying, but not necessarily like you have.
Yeah.
to sit there and-
All your buildings and stuff are fine. They just give you a bunch of weeds, and your villagers complain. But besides that, it's not too bad, and they don't
Okay.
punish you for customizing more.
Yeah. I'm just looking at chat here. Oh, the Roller Coaster Tycoon Deluxe, nice link.
It's just
there.
the first one with, I guess, some more stuff, and it works, on the current PCs without the headache. But
I mean, that's why a lot of Sims games and like things like that, like where you can customize like your park or like your city or like your people or your house. Like a lot of people like that, and like I mean, I like that. Like
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean that's kind of what
The
turned
artistic-
like
yeah,
you and me on probably to Mario Maker. You get to make
right.
a level, right? You get to make this whole world in front of you.
You get to do Nintendo's job for them. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I mean, this is the whole reason why I haven't beat Fallout 4 yet. I got stuck into making new towns, and then I was like, you can get more towns. So then I went and got more towns, and then I wanted to build those up too. So every one of my towns has a fortress. Like I built a wall around every single one of my towns in Fallout 4, just because I got so sick and tired of every single time that I went to go do a quest that all of a sudden they were like, oh no, we need help and we're dying. I was like, this is punishment for me getting more towns. Like, really, if you want to beat that game, don't do any of the town crap. Just focus on the main objective.
I didn't do any town crap. It was amazing.
It's so bad. Like I have, that's probably my beef with that game, is like more customization equals more responsibility. And I'm like, no, this isn't life. I play games to get out of real life. I don't want this.
Honestly,
It's
though,
terrible.
Trell brings up a good point in terms of the rule of thumb with customization. With customization comes responsibility. The game has to tell you what the customization does. At least, like, a little bit. Like,
Yes, I would agree.
so
Which
for
is why-
example, what was that useless stat in Dark Souls 2?
Resistance.
Resistance.
One was it one as well? That had resistance.
Or was it one?
It was Dark Souls 1. It was 1. I
Okay.
didn't hear you say 2, but I know you did now. But
In
yeah,
Dark
it was 1.
Souls. Yeah, like that kind of makes me salty. But like on a greater scale, let's talk about Neo for a second. Neo gives you all kinds of customization. It's great. There's so much stuff that you can do, but they don't explain shit. And
Yup.
and so therefore I don't care.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Well, it's kind of like the example before with Path to the Exile, or
Right.
yeah,
Well,
which-
they have Path of Exile at least explains it. You just have to go on their wiki website and
that doesn't count in my opinion.
Neo
Like,
explains it if you go to their wiki website.
but no, I feel like
yeah.
just like any tutorial or anything, the game should feel like it should explain it to you. I feel like that's good game development. If you like sit there and like think of the earliest thing, Mario, SMB1. You start the game and you're like, okay, let me hold right. You hit that first Goomba. I died. Okay, let me try another button. Oh, I jumped over the dude. I just learned something. I learned you can die. I learned you can jump. All right, that's probably the two biggest things that you need to learn in that game. And all of a sudden you're like, what is this one question block? Boom, I got to level up. Okay, now I got 3 things. I'm powerful, I can jump, and I can run. I am the god at this game, and that's all you need to know. You know? But like natural progression, like so many, that first level probably taught you a lot of things that you needed to know. And I mean, obviously that's a super simplistic example, but I think the game should explain things and not just like drop
Minecraft.
you off in the deep end.
Minecraft does. It has like that recipe book, and has like little tutorial stuff you can turn on to tell you. Oh, you can hit a tree. Oh, you can.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's all kinds of stuff to help.
I didn't know that, and actually that's one reason I never really got into Minecraft, because it looks like anytime I've popped into a Minecraft stream, usually they're on some private server hacking away at something, like they can fly around or something like that, and I'm just like, I don't get what they're doing, and it looks pretty cool, and then I don't even see any interesting builds sometimes when I pop into streams just to check it out, and it just looks like they're just like sitting there digging a hole forever, and I'm like, why play this game?
I like digging holes in those games. I would be that guy. I just dig a hole as far down as I can go. That's what I do in Minecraft and Terraria. I just dig really deep holes.
But why?
I want to see what's down there. Like, what's all the way at the bottom? I just want to know what kind of cool stuff is down there.
But like when you get to the bottom and there's nothing there, what do you do?
I stop playing. I just want in Terraria. In Minecraft, that's what I did. In Terraria, there's like weapons, and there's a bigger focus on combat, in my opinion, in Terraria, where you can find, legendary guns or spells or swords. And I would get those, and then I would go dig a hole like 50 kilometers to the west or east until I find a boss. There's bosses in that game too, and I would fight the boss. And then all the cool bosses are in the ground, and I got to go dig down and find them. One time I found like a bee's nest, and I found a big ass bee, and I killed him with my gun. And then I keep digging down.
Nice. Okay.
But in Minecraft, I dug to the bottom until I found lava, then I quit. Minecraft is not a bad game. It's not my kind of game.
It'd be interesting to have like a Minecraft server where like it's like our community, and see who plays a lot and who doesn't.
Oh, me, I don't. I would dig to the bottom, and then that would be it.
Is
I
there
would dig
like
a really deep
lava
hole.
though underneath everything?
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I dug really far down. I found some diamonds. I found
There's-
lava, then I died.
There's bedrock, so you can't dig any further at some point.
Oh, okay. I
It's
just
the
found
bottom of
lava
the
and
level.
quit.
Interesting.
And
Is
you-
there a ceiling in that game? I'm just
You
curious.
can only build up to a certain point before it doesn't let you build anymore because
Hmm.
of memory space. Unfortunately, because my Dark Souls 3 Lothric Castle build got cut off because I can't go any higher, and they haven't raised the ceiling cap.
I
So
thought that there was like a fog of war type thing where you only saw like certain thing, and as you moved, it loaded in additional.
you can expand that so you can see further. So
Okay. But that doesn't solve the memory issue.
No. So it's something in terms of like how their dynamic spawning of the map works. So like they only have it going horizontally, not vertically. So like each chunk is a column and it goes out. So like it's a certain amount of space
so
up
you're
and
just-
down, and it
so-
goes infinite horizontally.
So wait, yours was so tall then that it was.
It was too
tall?
tall. Yeah, it's too tall.
Ah, wow. Okay.
Because Lothar Castle's gigantic.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll have to like. You don't have a Minecraft account, do you?
Mm-mm.
I'd have to. I'd have to show you, but that server's actually currently down. So I can't right now.
Was that a publicly owned server? Or is that
Yeah,
someone
well,
else?
it was somebody else's server. One of Bester's friends, actually.
Oh, okay, okay.
But
Is there publicly? And now I'm just
there
curious.
there's realms, but
Okay.
we could do a whole Minecraft podcast probably.
I would have very little to talk about, but I'm not opposed to it.
You could ask about stuff and I can answer that.
Fair.
Q&A Minecraft.
Right.
Okay.
So, anything else about customization? Like, what would, how about this? What would your, if you were to have a game where the customization would be the way you wanted it to be, what would you have? What's your dream customization game?
You know that thing I described to Trell? That was a joke about like the hourglass and the grandfather clock and how you wait. I want that. No, not really. I don't
be
care.
honest, I'm not.
Yeah.
That would actually probably be pretty funny to have in a JRPG.
If they had a JRPG that didn't take itself seriously, I would like, yeah, I need to unlock the new waiting simulator things. You know, my game, I don't care about character customization enough. Either make me look default, either like everyone looks bland and default, or randomly you look ugly as hell. Those are one of the two. I don't care, nothing in between. But really, all I would want is a very deep class customization system. A lot of classes, a lot of branches, and a lot of skills that are unique to those classes. I hate when skills overlap because that makes the classes lose uniqueness. But besides that, that's all I need. Oh, and if there's weapons, they have to look different.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a really good question, actually, Wombat. If I was gonna build something that had my own dream customization, I guess it depends on the game that I'm gonna be playing too. Like if it was making an FPS or something like that, like how would I build it in there? But I like something like what Dead Rising 2 did, how it had you could build weapons and such.
Mm-hmm.
I did like that. I wish it was a bit more customizable, like you could like almost more kind of sandboxy, where you could like just maybe attach them yourself rather than just being like, oh, you combo the combo type thing. But and then like half the weapons weren't even good in that game either.
Yeah, they're like the drill bucket. Does it look sweet? Yes, but why would I ever use that?
Yeah,
You
you
can
use
use
it
it on
once and you're
bosses.
like, you use it once and you laugh your butt off, and then you're like, well, I'm never using that again because it sucks.
It's so bad. It doesn't work on bosses. It kills one zombie. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like other examples of where like customization was really good, but it actually meant something. It just seems like most of the time with customization, I always seem to bump into the limitation faster than I would want to, and that's my biggest beef with customizations. So I would like to make something that actually.
What game gets the closest? What game did you like? Did it take you the longest to bump into the limitations? If you can think of one off the top of your head, I'm curious now to see what got the closest.
Probably. I'm trying to think. Man, that's a really good question too. See, I'm like all over the board. I would have to actually suspend.
No,
some time
it's hard to
thinking.
answer that on the spot, so it's all right.
It is. That's a really good question, though, Wombat.
I'm not Wombat.
Well, no, but he asked it.
Oh,
originally.
okay.
I don't know. I would have to say, and this is an off cuff answer. I don't know how to answer your question in particular, Kirby. But I would say that I still have not seen the limitations of the combinations of charms in Hollow Knight.
Oh, okay.
I
That's
feel
fair.
like comboing those, it offers customization in different powers and different play styles.
Yeah, of course. Affecting your playstyle is my favorite kind of customization.
Trell, you
That-
haven't even reached your final form yet.
You
I know. And
imagine the face tanking.
oh, dude, imagine the amount of face tanking I can do. It's gonna be so
Kirby,
good. The
have you
boss-
figured out what
like-
I'm talking about yet?
I believe so.
Okay.
We can talk about it after stream.
Yeah.
Ooh, in the DMs.
In the
Ooh.
DMs. Yeah, safe from
Pricey
prying
Kirby
eyes.
DMs. Just make sure you wrap it, Wombat. He gets around those DMs. But Oh, I wonder if they're gonna offer that.
I'm not really good at rapping because I'm white, so.
Oh,
Oh my god! I was just thinking. I wonder if they're gonna offer condoms in Cyberpunk 2077.
they better, and it better come in magnum size.
Magnum size. Oh my
Well,
god!
I mean, if you're gonna have a gun for a penis, then you gotta have it in magnum size, right?
Oh.
If they let me, yes.
Oh man, you're gonna have like little angry cricket or whatever it was in
In Men in Black?
Black.
Yes.
The noisy cricket, I think is what it's called. I can't remember.
Something like that. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but yeah, I would say an off the cuff answer it would be Hollow Knight. I think that actually matters to the customization. It's not just for like what charms you ever want to do. It completely changes your play style, and I've only scratched the surface, I feel, on that, and I'm super excited to get back into that.
God, Hollow Knight. So, okay, on the topic of Hollow Knight and BDE, new plan, Cyberpunk. I need variable customization where the more secrets I find and the more I explore, the larger my genitals get. So I can have a real-time BDE calculator. I think that's what I need. That's the only way I'll be satisfied with this game.
The only way.
And that way you always know how good you are.
Oh my god, that'd be so good.
Otherwise, not interested.
Yep. And grenades for nuts.
I think
Yup.
a Zelda game like Breath of the Wild 2 with customization where you can like build things out of the things that you like, basically like how you could customize your meals but with items would be really interesting.
Actually, yeah, that would be
like
cool.
making your sword, like putting like fire, like choo-choo jelly on your sword and it makes it like electrified, or something like, yeah,
That would be
that'd be next
Combo
level.
Maybe. I mean, Nintendo likes innovating. Sometimes, never mind,
Sometimes too much.
Sometimes they do dumb stuff like Paper Mario. I'm gonna lose my mind. But otherwise,
By the way, did you find it
it's okay.
weird that I liked Super Sticker Star after not usually liking turn-based combat?
no, because that game's bad and the turn-based combat's bad. So it's okay if you like it.
I mean, I didn't love it, but like,
The game. No, I will get very off topic.
we'll
if I
have
do
to
this
talk.
now.
We'll talk about the evolution of Paper Mario in the ages in another
Sticker
podcast.
Star isn't a bad game, but it's not fucking Paper Mario. Call it something else. Anyway.
It's basically a JRPG. It's trash anyway. So let's.
JRPG, at least. Come on. It's not even the good kind of JRPG.
On the
Best-
topic of Zelda, I never played it yet. I want to, but Link's Awakening.
Oh,
the
you
new one
gotta.
had the dungeon maker thing in there. If
Oh,
Breath
the
of
new one,
Wild-
the remake, yeah.
If Breath of the Wild 2 had a dungeon maker thing, since the dungeons are more limited to like the shrines or whatever, I feel like it could be possible. If you just were able to like customize and make your own shrine puzzle and then put it out.
I
there for
hated the
play.
dungeon maker in Link's Awakening. It was.
I heard mixed reviews on it.
I mean, I guess hate's a strong word. I disliked it.
What was wrong with it? Not enough customization?
Not enough customization.
I've heard that. Okay. I've never tried it, but I've heard that people thought it wasn't like a Mario Maker Zelda edition, because you kind of got that in Mario Maker when they brought
Yeah,
in
but
Zelda.
that's what they marketed it as. And they're like, yo, let's make a Mario Maker but for Zelda and put it into the Link's Awakening. That was the idea, and that's what they came out with.
So it was more or less like, isn't it more or less like you pick like what, up to 7 or 8 rooms and then
It can be any number of rooms depending on what the challenge is, and all the rooms are stolen from other rooms in temples that you've already played, or dungeons that you've already
so
played.
it's really just like kind of like slide a couple
It's
8 blocks
it's
together.
like you combine rooms from all kinds of different dungeons together to make a new dungeon.
That's not really too customizable.
No.
You can connect them with doors and stairs and warp points and stuff like that too, but they don't really connect in any other way.
So instead of a puzzle maker, it's more like a rearrangement maker.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm
then you
not
play
creating,
through
I'm
it.
just remixing. Okay. Gotcha.
And the amount of chests that you have doesn't matter because the last chest is always going to be the key.
Oh,
And the keys, what, how to win?
like get to the boss room.
Get to the
Yeah,
boss.
then you win.
Okay.
You have to put a boss,
Everything has a boss to finish it
Yep.
out.
That you can
Okay.
put in. You choose which boss it is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a shame because this game would be fun for us to talk about, but I don't think any of us has played it. Is Dreams, that PS4 game where you can essentially make and customize your own game. But
You know, I keep
don't know
forgetting
about
that I have a PS4 so I can actually play that game now.
That exclusive? I didn't know it was exclusive.
There's also
is.
Little Big
Currently
Planet for PlayStation, which is a
Oh, yeah.
really awesome customization game.
What was it?
Little Big Planet came out back in the
heard of that.
day.
I never,
Since
The
I didn't own a
sack boy,
place,
He looks like a little.
right?
yeah. I know. I know
okay.
the.
Since
the
it came out when I didn't have a
Okay.
PlayStation like a long time ago, I think on PS3.
Yeah.
I never got to play it. Like I played it on a friend's console at one point, but like
Okay,
that was it. And I loved it. It was fun.
it is a really fun game.
It's time consuming though. Spore is another game where you have customization. Do you
That
guys
game looks
remember
sick, but I never had a
Spore?
chance to play. I never played it, but I know of it.
Man,
Same.
back in the day, I created I was trying to create like the aliens from Animorphs in there.
Okay, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, which you like gotta breed stuff together and genetically engineer these things. It's fun. And then Diablo 2 had a lot of customization in terms of the skill trees that you did.
Of course.
So did Skyrim. That's another one. Bestra just mentioned that its skill tree. It had a whole bunch of different branching star points that you could go.
Skill trees are good. They have to be done right, in my opinion. In that,
They
I
do.
hate skill trees that are like plus 3% damage. That's boring as shit. That should just be something I get on a level up. It should be actual skills or interesting passives, like now I can dual wield or I can wield great weapons in one hand or something like that. It should not be stat bonuses. That's bad. That's all I have to say on that. But
Yeah, I would agree. I feel like Dead Island is one I can offer up opinion on right now. Is
Yeah.
the skill tree in that actually. There's a lot of things that don't matter and a lot of things that you should just get right off the bat. Like some of the skill things are like you can unlock a level 3 chest or you can now carry more items. I'm like, I should just be able to earn that. I shouldn't
Yeah,
spend
like-
points on that. But then there's some things like you get like the curb stomp and stuff like that. I'm like, that's a new move. I'm okay with spending a point on that, you know?
yup. And on that point, at the beginning, you said like things that you pretty much need to get right away. I hate when games put more or less required moves in a skill tree or in like a shop that you have to buy. Because I haven't played it yet. There's a game called Wonderful 101. It's made by Platinum, the same people who made Bayonetta. And I've never played it, but they're remastering it. And it's coming out. It's either out now or it's coming out soon. Is the point. And what I've read from the reviews is a lot of reviewers are complaining because there's no good way to dodge or block damage. And it turns out you have to buy those skills, and they have some weird ass name from the shop, and no one knows about it, and the game doesn't tell you about it. Any move that's integral to actually playing the game properly just needs to be given to you. Why the hell would I have to buy that? That's all.
Yeah, it's almost like the mantis claw or like the crystal heart or you know like not giving you that right off the bat in Hollow Knight. The game's terrible.
Yup. Worst game.
Uh, God, it's so easy now to get around everywhere. Can we just say that? Can we just acknowledge how good it is when you can fly in Hollow Knight? It's so good.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it when I had all this stuff. I was like, oh man, this is next level. It's great.
Sitting there walking around like a scrub for days, dude. God.
Dead Space had some customization too, right? With its
Yeah,
guns.
wait, can you customize your guns? Yeah, thank you.
You can customize your guns, and it does matter just because that game is notorious for ammo lock.
Right.
Um,
So like
yeah.
more efficiently firing and like more
Yep.
spread.
more spread, got to take out the limbs. It's strategic, but I don't think it explains. I don't think the balance was struck perfect because of how many people I've heard actually never finish that game and get ammo locked.
Okay.
I don't think it was fair enough. Maybe that's how I want to phrase it. I got through it because you know I'm the big Trellster, but
The
you know
Trellster.
no, I think I also wasn't playing on the hardest difficulty, so maybe I was able to get through it as intended. But It did have some sort of customization. I think 2 and 3 maybe offered a little bit more on that, on what you could upgrade, because there was different trees for the guns, if I remember right.
I like that. I've only played the first one. I haven't played the other ones.
Oh yeah, man. Do you intend to?
Eventually, they're on my backlog. I own them, but this is one of those games that
The forever growing backlog. I'm
Yep.
aware of this. I'm aware.
Yeah. Well, I think we've exhausted what we're going to talk
that
about.
was all I had to say. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
But Trail, there's something in chat that you should check out.
Why don't you
What?
turn on your sound and try talking in chat? But am I muted?
No, I mean typing, like talking
Oh.
in chat.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Like type
he wants
something,
you to
dude.
say something in chat. I guess.
wait. Like that?
Yeah. It didn't work.
Wow, wow, that was big.
There it is.
Oh,
I've got there so he can't find you. Oh, there it is.
anytime
There it
Troll
is.
types, the Wombot's gonna say that.
No, just every time he comes in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I've been in here though.
Yeah, I know.
You
It was
type.
it was enabled differently. But
Oh, okay.
did you hear the sound too?
Oh no,
didn't
I've
know.
stream muted.
Oh, I
That way
streamed-
I
don't
said to
double
unmute, dude.
Oh, is that what you said? Try turning on your sound. I thought, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Try it again. May heard it.
Let me turn on the sound.
I think it takes a second. Maybe not, but it might not work again. But I tried
Dang.
re-enabling it. But you can go back and watch it. Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
anyone there? Yeah, it's fine.
You can
We'll
go
go back
back and
to it.
watch it at the end of the stream. So, guys, thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks for another podcast episode. And we'll see what we're talking about then. We'll be around 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you have not connected with us, there's some links for you. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you then. Bye.
See ya, everyone.